How much pain can one heart actually take before it completely shatters into pieces? We've watched her smile through the storms, but behind closed doors, Porsha Williams is fighting a war that is destroying her soul. Just when you thought this messy public divorce couldn't get any more agonizing, RA star K. Michelle just stepped forward, tearing open old wounds and exposing a reality so dark, it will leave you sick to your stomach. K. Michelle has just uncovered the chilling truth behind Simon Gobadia's toxic obsession with his ex-wife. But the absolute breaking point? The heartbreaking allegations that Simon has allegedly become a complete deadbeat father, abandoning the very children who look up to him. As the court documents leak and the devastating truth unravels, Porsha is left picking up the broken shards of her family all alone, weeping in the shadows while the world watches. This isn't just reality TV drama anymore. This is a real-life tragedy of betrayal, abandonment, and a mother's silent screams for help. Grab your tissues because what K. Michelle just exposed is about to change everything you thought you knew about Simon. Stand by because this is going to hurt. To truly understand the devastating gravity of what K. Michelle has just uncovered, we have to peel back the layers of this beautiful facade and look at the bleeding heart of a family torn apart by greed, pride, and total emotional warfare. 4 months. The public has watched the headline-making dissolution of Porsha Williams and Simon Gobadia's marriage. On the surface, it looked like your standard high-stakes celebrity separation, multi-million-dollar assets on the line, aggressive lawyers trading insults, and the typical reality TV fallout that fans feed on. Porsha had already taken the ultimate legal stand, dragging Simon into the unforgiving light of the courtroom with a staggering $667,000 contempt case, demanding the alimony and legal fees she was rightfully owed. She was fighting for her survival, trying to protect her future while drowning in a sea of public humiliation. But behind the clinical language of those court documents lies a much darker, deeply harrowing reality that is completely destroying Porsha's spirit. The sheer financial terror of facing a billionaire ex-husband in court is enough to break anyone, but Porsha was holding it together for the sake of her peace. That was until K. Michelle entered the frame during a highly explosive, emotionally raw confrontation on Bravo's Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 17. What was supposed to be a routine filming day, a simple interaction in a nail salon, quickly deteriorated into a scene of absolute heartbreak. K. Michelle didn't just throw shade, she dropped a nuclear bomb that shattered whatever emotional strength Porsha had left. The air in the room grew cold as K. Michelle laid out the horrifying truth of what has been happening behind closed doors, away from the flashing cameras and the filtered Instagram feeds. She brought to light a level of vindictive, toxic obsession that goes far beyond a bitter divorce. According to K. Michelle, Simon's actions aren't motivated by a desire to simply move on or settle a legal dispute. They are driven by a calculated, relentless obsession to completely break Porsha down until there is nothing left of her. Every single lawsuit, every delayed payment, and every public stunt is designed to keep a suffocating psychological grip on her life. Hearing these devastating truths spoken out loud in front of the entire world completely broke Porsha down. It was the moment the reality of her tragedy finally became undeniable. The betrayal wasn't just that the marriage had failed. It was the agonizing realization that the man she once trusted with her heart and her family was now entirely dedicated to her emotional ruin. The sheer weight of this confrontation left everyone in tears, as the agonizing pain radiating from Porsha was too heavy to bear. This wasn't just reality TV entertainment anymore. It was the public execution of a woman's happiness, a mother being pushed to her absolute breaking point while trying to shield her loved ones from the devastating fallout. Porsha had been trying so hard to keep the tears inside, to maintain her dignity in the face of absolute betrayal. But K. Michelle's explosive revelations tore the bandage right off, leaving a deeply traumatic open wound for the entire world to witness. The deeper we sink into this dark, agonizing labyrinth, the more the sickening truth begins to surface, exposing a level of cruelty that goes far beyond any ordinary heartbreak. This is the moment where the glitz and glamour of reality TV completely dissolve, leaving behind the cold, haunting reality of a father's utter betrayal. The most devastating blow to Porsha's soul didn't come from the millions of dollars tied up in courts, or the endless legal gaslighting from a billionaire's lawyers. It came from the chilling realization that the children, the innocent souls who did nothing but love blindly, have allegedly been cast aside like worthless collateral damage. Michelle's explosive revelations didn't just stop at Simon's toxic obsession with Porsha. They pierced straight through the heart of his responsibilities as a parent, bringing forward the most painful, soul-crushing accusation a mother could ever hear. Simon has allegedly become a complete, cold-hearted deadbeat. To understand the sheer magnitude of this trauma, you have to look at the haunting patterns of the past. Rumors and leaked reports have long swirled in the shadows, whispered by past baby mamas and forgotten corners of Simon's history, painting a devastating picture of a man who uses his immense wealth as a weapon of control rather than a shield of protection for his own blood. It is an absolute tragedy of grand proportions. A man with billions in the bank, living a life of unimaginable luxury, while his own children are left to endure the emotional starvation of a father who simply walked away. The thought of those innocent children looking at an empty doorway, waiting for a father who is too busy funding vindictive lawsuits to care, is enough to make anyone burst into tears. Porsha is left stranded in the ruins of this broken home, desperately trying to overcompensate, trying to be both mother and father, while her heart bleeds from the sheer unfairness of it all. But the toxicity reaches a terrifying climax when you look at how this alleged abandonment intertwines with Simon's relentless, suffocating obsession with Porsha. It is a psychological warfare so twisted it leaves you sick to your stomach. Simon's legal maneuvers have been nothing short of a cruel cat-and-mouse game, dragging Porsha through the dirt with a massive, highly publicized defamation lawsuit, only to suddenly dismiss it the moment a billion-dollar business deal was finalized. This wasn't about justice. This wasn't about clearing his name. It was a calculated display of absolute power. A terrifying reminder to Porsha that he can manipulate her life, her finances, and her emotional stability whenever he pleases. He used the legal system to keep a psychological noose around her neck, ensuring she could never breathe, never heal, and never escape his shadow. The sheer exhaustion of fighting a man who views your destruction as a hobby has left Porsha completely hollowed out, weeping in the quiet hours of the night, utterly shattered by the monstrous reality of the man she once called her husband. And now we reach the final, most gut-wrenching chapter of this tragic saga, where the dust begins to settle on the battlefield, leaving behind nothing but the quiet, agonizing sound of a woman weeping in the dark. The ultimate climax of this nightmare isn't found in a judge's final ruling or a viral social media post. It is found in the permanent, irreversible scars left on Porsha's soul. The masks have completely fallen off, and the terrifying truth stands entirely bare before the world. Simon's desperate, malicious attempts to retain total control have backfired, exposing not a powerful billionaire, but a deeply vindictive man desperately trying to mask his own failures by bringing down the mother of his home. Michelle's brave, unfiltered exposure of this toxic dynamic has forced everyone to look at the devastating human cost of this public execution, and the view is absolutely heartbreaking. Look closely at what is left of Porsha Williams. This is a woman who gave her everything, who opened her heart and her home to a man she believed would protect her until her final breath. Instead, she was met with cold-hearted manipulation, financial withholding, and an obsession so deeply suffocating it felt like a prison. The sheer weight of having your private agony broadcasted to millions of judging eyes, of having your pain turned into entertainment, is a trauma that words can barely describe. Every single day, Porsha has to wake up, put on a brave face for her children, and pretend that her world isn't completely collapsing around her. But behind that forced smile is a mother who is entirely exhausted, a woman whose spirit has been utterly crushed by the relentless betrayal of the person who swore to love her. As the leaked court documents continue to flood the internet, validating every single accusation of neglect and psychological warfare, the illusion of Simon's innocence is gone forever. The world now sees the terrifying reality of what happens when immense wealth is weaponized to destroy a family from the inside out. Porsha stands alone in the ruins, picking up the broken, jagged shards of her life with bleeding hands, wondering how a love so bright could turn into a tragedy so dark. There are no winners in this war. Only the deep, echoing sorrow of innocent children who have lost a father, and a beautiful woman who has been forced to endure the ultimate heartbreak. The tears she cries today aren't just for the cameras. They are the overflowing grief of a shattered soul trying to survive an absolute nightmare. Grab your tissues, because the curtain has finally closed on this devastating deception, leaving a mother to heal her broken family entirely on her own. So now, my heart breaks for you to answer this final heavy question. What do you think is the real truth behind this devastating tragedy? Do you believe Simon is truly a toxic, obsessive figure who completely abandoned his responsibilities as a father? Or is Michelle just stoking the flames of an already burning fire for the sake of reality TV drama? Please do not stay silent. Let your voice be heard in the comments section below, because Porsha needs to know she is not alone in this dark hour, and your words of support could be the comfort a grieving mother needs right now. If your heart completely shattered watching this story unfold, if you felt the raw pain of betrayal and the agony of a broken family, then please show your empathy. Take a second to smash that like button to spread awareness about this tragedy, and hit the subscribe button with notifications turned on. Do not miss our next update, because the walls are closing in, more secret court documents are leaking every single minute, and we will be right here to bring you the unfiltered, heartbreaking truth. Thank you for crying with us, for standing by Porsha, and for being a part of our community. Stay safe, hold your loved ones close tonight, and we will see you in the next video.